The night vision goggles are dead. All of them. An electromagnetic pulse from an improvised device has fried every piece of optical equipment the SEAL team carried into this valley. No NVGs, no thermal scopes, no infrared markers, just darkness. Complete, suffocating darkness in enemy territory, 15 clicks from extraction, with hostiles hunting them through terrain they don't know. Lieutenant Dawson is trying to maintain control, but his voice carries an edge of panic. We hold position until dawn. We move blind, we're dead. The team is trapped, sitting ducks, waiting for an enemy that owns the night. And crouched at the back of the formation, practically invisible even to her own team, is Petty Officer 3rd Class Sarah Chen, the communication specialist they've mocked since day one of this deployment. The tech nerd, they call her, the liability. Just 2 hours ago, during the infill, she tripped over a root in the dark. Sergeant Morrison laughed loud enough to risk their position. "Maybe we should have left you back at base with the other POGs," he'd said. POG, person other than grunt, the ultimate insult in their world. Now, Sarah sits in the darkness, listening to trained warriors reduced to helplessness, and something inside her shifts. Subscribe to Her Force Tales and drop a comment telling us which country you're watching from. We'd love to know. Because what they don't understand is that Sarah doesn't need night vision. She never has. Sarah Chen wasn't supposed to be a combat operator. A Navy communications technician with a specialty in satellite uplinks and encrypted radio systems, she was attached to this SEAL platoon for a mission requiring constant contact with JSOC command. She's small, quiet, wears thick-rimmed glasses that fog up in the humidity. She looks more like a librarian than a warrior. The team treats her accordingly, like equipment they have to carry, necessary but barely tolerated. They have no idea that Sarah grew up in a world without light, and that she's been training for this exact moment her entire life. Sarah was born with retinitis pigmentosa, a degenerative eye condition that began stealing her sight when she was 7 years old. By age 12, her peripheral vision was gone. By 15, she was legally blind in low-light conditions. Doctors said she'd be completely blind by 25. But Sarah's father, a Marine Corps navigation instructor, refused to let her become helpless. "Vision is just one sense," he told her. "Warriors who depend on it are vulnerable. You're going to learn to fight without it." He trained her relentlessly, blindfolded land navigation through forests, echolocation techniques using tongue clicks and sound reflection, heightened spatial awareness through auditory mapping, reading terrain by feel, wind direction, acoustic shadows. By 18, Sarah could navigate complex environments in total darkness better than most people could with a flashlight. She joined the Navy not despite her condition, but because of it. She underwent experimental gene therapy that temporarily stabilized her vision, enough to pass the physicals, enough to serve. But she never stopped training in the dark. And she never told anyone. Because who would believe that the quiet girl with glasses could navigate better blind than they could with millions of dollars of night vision technology? The mission was already going wrong before the EMP hit. The intelligence package was bad. The compound they raided was empty, already abandoned. The target had been tipped off. And during the hasty extraction, Sarah's radio equipment took shrapnel from an IED that nearly killed Dawson. She managed to patch his wounds, but the team blamed her for being too slow to call in the air support. Morrison was brutal. "Maybe if you spent less time hiding behind your computers and more time training, you'd actually be useful." She said nothing, just took it, like always. But when the EMP device detonated, a trap set by the fleeing enemy, everything changed. The team's confidence shattered with their equipment. These warriors, trained for every contingency, suddenly faced a scenario they've never truly prepared for, operating in absolute darkness in unknown terrain with an enemy that knows every inch of this valley. Dawson's hand is shaking as he keys his dead radio out of habit. 4 hours until dawn. We'll never make it. Morrison's voice is tight. We're sitting ducks here, sir. Then Sarah speaks, quiet but clear. I can get us out. Silence. Morrison laughs, bitter, disbelieving. You can't even walk in the dark without tripping, Chen. I can navigate without vision, Sarah says. I've done it my whole life. Dawson turns toward her voice, though he can't see her. Explain. She does, quickly. Her condition, her training, her father, the skill she's kept hidden. Morrison scoffs. You're telling me you're half blind and you want to lead us through hostile territory in the dark? I'm telling you I'm the only chance you have. The weight of that truth settles over them. Dawson makes the call. Chen, you have the lead. Get us to the secondary extraction point. Sarah moves to the front of the formation. She closes her eyes, a habit that helps her focus, though it makes no difference in the absolute darkness. She listens. The whisper of wind through the valley, stronger on the left, indicating the slope direction. The distant echo of their breathing bouncing off rock faces, mapping the terrain ahead. The texture of the ground beneath her boots, loose scree transitioning to packed earth. Formation on me, she says, voice steady and calm. Hand on the shoulder of the person in front. Stay silent. Trust my calls. She starts moving. Not fast, but with purpose. Confident steps where there should be hesitation. She clicks her tongue softly, a technique called echolocation, and listens to how the sound reflects. Open space ahead. Narrow passage to the right. Bear right 10 degrees, she calls back. Single file, rock wall on your left, 18 inches clearance. The team follows, uncertain, skeptical. But she's right. They feel the rock wall exactly where she said. They move through terrain that should be impossible to navigate blind. Sarah reads the environment like others read a map. The acoustic shadow of a boulder field, the smell of water indicating a stream bed, the temperature drop signaling a depression in the terrain. Morrison stumbles once. Sarah catches his shoulder, steadying him. Thanks, he mutters, the word carrying unexpected humility. 2 hours pass. They cover over 6 clicks through mountain terrain in complete darkness, avoiding enemy patrols Sarah hears long before they arrive. The team's skepticism transforms into awe. She's not guessing. She's not lucky. She's a master. They're 3 clicks from the extraction point when the situation collapses. Enemy forces, using their own low-tech methods, sound discipline and intimate terrain knowledge, set up an ambush in a narrow canyon that's the only route forward. Sarah hears them. The slight scrape of metal on rock. Controlled breathing. The smell of cigarette smoke carried on the wind. Ambush ahead, she whispers. At least 8 hostiles. We're channeled. Dawson's voice is grim. Alternate routes? Sarah listens. Clicks her tongue. Maps the space. There's a route. Steep climb up the left canyon wall, 30 feet vertical, unstable footing. Then a narrow ledge traverse, maybe 18 inches wide, for 60 meters. Morrison's voice is flat. We can't climb what we can't see. I can see it, Sarah says, with my hands, with my ears. I'll lead. You follow exactly where I step. Dawson doesn't hesitate. Do it. Sarah finds the climbing route by touch. Her fingers read the rock face like braille, finding holds, testing stability, mapping the path. She climbs, slow but sure. Behind her, elite warriors who've scaled buildings under fire now cling to rock they can't see, trusting the guidance of the woman they dismissed. Handhold at 10 o'clock, shoulder height. Foothold right side, knee level. Weight it slowly. She guides each of them up. Then comes the ledge traverse. 18 inches of crumbling rock with a 30-foot drop to jagged rocks below, in complete darkness. Sarah goes first. Her training takes over completely. She doesn't think, she feels. Her body reads the angle of the rock, the texture, the stability of each step. Halfway across, she hears Morrison behind her. His breathing is ragged, panicked. "I can't," he whispers. "I can't see. I can't—" "Listen to my voice," Sarah says. "Calm and strong. Feel the wall with your left hand. Slide your right foot forward 6 inches. The rock is solid. I'm here. You're safe." He moves, trusts her, follows her voice. She guides all 7 of them across that ledge in the darkness. When they reach the other side, Morrison's voice shakes. "How the hell did you do that?" Sarah allows herself a small smile in the darkness. Practice. The extraction bird finds them at dawn, right where Sarah navigated them. As they board, Dawson pulls Sarah aside. The rising sun illuminates his face, and the respect in his eyes. "I read your file wrong. We all did. You're not a technician who happens to be on this team. You're an operator who happens to know communications." Sarah nods, accepting the truth of it. Morrison approaches, the man who mocked her, who laughed at her, who called her a liability. He extends his hand. "I was an asshole. I judge you without knowing you. You saved all our lives last night." He pauses. "You're the best damn navigator I've ever seen, vision or no vision." The rest of the team gathers around, no words needed, just nods of respect, of acknowledgement. Back at base, Dawson submits Sarah for a Navy Achievement Medal with Combat V. The citation reads, "For exceptional navigation skills under combat conditions, leading a team through 15 kilometers of hostile terrain without visual aids, displaying courage and expertise far beyond her rate and rank." But the real recognition comes quietly later. Morrison finds her in the comm shack. "Next mission," he says. "I want you on point for land nav. All of us do." Sarah looks up from her equipment. "Even in daylight?" He grins. "Especially in daylight. Figure if you're that good blind, you'll be unstoppable with your eyes open."
That night, Sarah sits alone on the roof of the barracks, watching the stars. She pulls out her phone and opens a photo. Her father in his Marine uniform teaching a teenage Sarah to navigate with a compass and map, her eyes blindfolded. She texts him, "I used it, Dad. Everything you taught me, it worked." His response comes immediately. "Never doubted you for a second, sweetheart. Warriors adapt. You're proof." Sarah looks up at the stars, clearer than she's seen them in years, her vision still holding thanks to the treatment. But she knows the truth. Whether she can see them or not, she'll always find her way. Because true sight isn't about eyes, it's about knowing who you are in the darkness. And Sarah Chen knows exactly who she is. A navigator, a warrior, a force that doesn't need light to shine. Before you go, tell us in the comments, which country are you watching this video from? And don't forget to subscribe to Her Force Tales for more incredible stories. And hit like, share, and comment to support the channel.